Dana Faubel, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Daniel.
What really strikes you about the branding of Shawnee?
One of the things that excited me was there are so many businesses called Shawnee in their name. So I thought, why could we not just send something out to them and say, just use the word with the horizon, the Shawnee coming on horizon, and that kind of helps unify us. And then it's further helped us with new product development. You know, Oklahoma, or Shawnee and Oklahoma designate us as a Redbud City. There used to be a Redbud Festival. There are still Redbuds in this community, but we really don't share that anymore. And so there's new excitement with the history that we used to be the Redbud City, with the Redbud in our logo now. And so that's really exciting for new product development, because we know that we don't have everything that some of the other metropolitan areas have, but we do have something unique. Let's build on that uniqueness.
Great things on the horizon.
Great things on the horizon.
How can people access the branding materials?
Well, they can obviously, when our new website is done, the branding just happened, as you know, just last week. And so it's an evolving, and it's not just a logo, it's a process. The wayfinding signage, the new product development, billboards outdoors, variety of ads and things. But hopefully our website and our app in the next 6 months, when we do actually an official launch, will actually have the Visit Shawnee logo, but also the Shawnee Great Things on the Horizon. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we don't have anything great right now. It talks about the fact that we do have things great, come experience those, but then help us build the future and building up on the past. And so that's really exciting to us.
Well, and I think everybody could really relate to the story of I-40 coming down and seeing St. Gregory's over there and Rayleigh Chapel, and you see the lights from I-40. We really are a city right on the horizon.
Absolutely.
I think that the branding firm really nailed it with that.
They really did. And here's what the community may not be aware is that these guys take a much different approach whenever they did the branding. And they came in, and what they did is they drove 20 minutes outside of Shawnee all 4 directions. And then they came in and saw the great things on the horizon. They saw Shawnee just rise above everything else that they were seeing.
Yeah, and with these great things, the implementation of the app, the new brand for the entire community to be able to access, how do you top that over the next 6 months? What do you want to do in the next 6 months?
Well, we're actually just kind of starting with the branding, and so great things are on the horizon in that respect. Visit Shawnee is moving into the Shawnee Chamber building whenever that gets established. We hope that it happens before tourism season, because we anticipate that tourism season, with the advertisements and stuff that we've been placing, will hopefully bring more visitors into town. But in addition to that, what we'd really like to do is to look at further product development for the community. We pride ourselves on the Heart of Oklahoma Expo because it is a wonderful gem for us to be able to market, but there are also some things that we can do to enhance that. For instance, we're very thankful for all the agriculture-related events, the equine events there, but there are also convention center space up on the 2nd floor and even on the main floor outside of the barns and the stalls and the arenas that really don't get a lot of exposure. And Oklahoma is really lacking in some of the suburbs areas for meeting space where, for what we say in tourism, you will be our big fish in our pond. You will not be the small fish in the big pond. So we really think that that's an opportunity for Shawnee. But in addition to that comes additional hotels that are in close proximity. So we're looking at whether or not there would be an opportunity to bring some additional housing facilities. And we'll be working with our existing hotel owners as we move forward with that. But then we really like the idea of reinventing the Redbud City and really doing something with a Redbud Festival. Now, granted, given where we are in the calendar year and the spring, summer, winter, fall season, redbuds really that we would be planting this year wouldn't really be great until next year or a couple years because they're slow growing. But to kind of start with product development there, making the citizens and the visitors aware of why we have a pink flower on our logo, but more importantly, where we're headed with that. And so that's where we feel like the community can get involved and get behind this in helping us not only with the window clings, but planting redbuds, helping us identify where the big cluster of redbuds are. This happened back in 1941-42, And oftentimes people come to a community because of history. So let's reinvent history and make it relevant today.
Well, and you provide Visit Shawnee support services for things like Trail Days, which also is celebrating our history, things in which bring people into our town. Would that be true? You provide those support services for the ideas of the residents and what they would like to see happen within the community?
Yes, and I think, Daniel, what you're referring to is we do some event support with some events around town. And obviously there's a component in the application process that requires us to see what reinvestment of the funds are, so that how many hotel nights and how many RV spots and various things like that. And so yes, we do try to do those, increasing and enhancing the offerings for the community, because we build activities or enhance activities that maybe were not attractive to visitors before, but they are by our involvement and our promotion of that.
Dana, great information, as usual. Visit Shawnee, you're doing a great job. We love having you here. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you, Daniel, very much.